It's Saturday 16th of May. I'm starting this walk at Old Glossop. Our destination is the top of Bleaklow, and if I can find it, there's a wreck of a Boeing Superfortress up there as well, so I shall see if I can find the wreck. It doesn't feel too warm down here, certainly not as warm as last weekend. Anyway, let's make a start. This is our climb up the first ridge to gain some height. Most of the walkers are taking the path which goes up the valley lower down, but that's going to be our way back if we do the walk as planned, which is about 10 miles in length. And you can see where we've just come from, back down there. So when it gets the lungs working, coming up here. You can see the view behind. There's a way. On our left there is the wonderfully named Shittern Clough. It looked to be some kind of spoil heaps on the top there. I don't know what they were from. Mining, possibly quarrying. I don't know. I can see people climbing up the other side. Anyway, we're on to going up the ridge. That's the ridge done. Well, almost. That's 700 foot of ascent in just over a mile, with a view back down to Glossop. They're the rocks of Yellow Slacks, which is really my first waypoint. Get a view down into the valley below, where we're heading to the top of Bleaklow. There, next waypoint is Dog Rock. Oh, the sun's come out now, it's much more pleasant. Not many people up here, certainly not using this path. There's a couple of people ahead, but apart from that, I think this is ideal for social distancing. Lovely day like this. I just wonder how many people will be on Bleaklow. We'll find out. Right, just catching up with the people ahead. Somebody coming the other way. It's not far from Dog Rock now. Well, here we are at Dog Rock, with the clough in front, the river running down, and a view around. It's glorious. There's some bog cotton here, I think that's a name for it. I just love how it kind of just dances in the wind. I think it's great. This is what you want to do with your children. Take them out, get them outside, get them dirty coming down these rocks. Well, I'm up at the top of the clough now. I think it's called Dowstone Clough. We've been following it for a while, as we swung around from Dog Rock to follow it, and I think soon we'll be might be on the plateau. It's quite dry, not much water at all coming off here. In fact, it's been dry underfoot so far. It'll be interesting to see what it's like when we get to the top. Well, my next waypoint is the Wainstones. Now, the route I've got plotted is to carry on right to the top of the clough and then kind of swing round in a dog leg. But because it's so dry underfoot, I think I fancy if I can just make a straight walk across the moor, see what it's like. If it is dry, it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully I won't get stuck in the bog. So anyway, let's see where we can get to, see if we get stuck or lost. I think they're the Wainstones on the horizon. There's obviously no footpath here, but it does look quite dry. So anyway, we're gonna give it a bash, I think. See what happens. But I was almost stood on a hair there. Off it goes. Probably can't see it. That's wonderful, that. Don't often see them. Right, almost here now. That wasn't too bad at all. Oh, finally arrived at the Wainstones. Not far now to Bleaklow, top of Bleaklow. We'll just have a wander around here, see if there's anything of interest. I think I read somewhere that at the right angle it looks like the rocks are kissing each other. I'm not sure whether this is it or not, or whether it's a different set of rocks, but I don't know. I guess you use your imagination. Right, I think this is the top of Bleaklow, one of the highest points in the Peak District. It's quite chilly up here. I've had to put my windbreaker on now. It's nothing but a pile of rocks, a cairn. Chilly up here, just done over 3.5 miles, about 1500 foot of ascent. It's been quite an easy walk up actually. I've got the place to myself though, nobody else up here, that's for sure. Well, that's a way marker for the Pennine Way, which we're on, but we're going to follow the path back down to the Wainstones, and we'll pick up the Pennine Way somewhere else. But now we've got to find this Superfortress. I can imagine it's quite easy to get lost up here in the mist because it's just so featureless. Anyway, back up to the Wainstones and to the Hernstones. You can see the Hernstones ahead. Looks like some other people are heading towards there as well. Here we are. Looks like I've been beaten to it though, unfortunately. I thought I might have it to myself, but obviously not. Here we find the wreck of the Superfortress. It's strewn about. The hillside. It's been up here since the late 1940s. Still quite a bit of it. About so that's part of the undercarriage. Parts of the engine. Here lies the wreckage of a B-29 Superfortress, cold overexposed of the 16th Photographic Reconnaissance Squadron, US Air Force, which tragically crashed whilst descending through cloud on the 3rd of November 1948, killing all 13 crew members. Right, I can see the trig point ahead for the higher shelf stones, so that's our next waypoint. Then we've got to work our way down to the Pennine Way and then head back towards Glossop. Views here. Bloody hell, I can see the road down there.
You're coming up, Katie, now.
Looks like someone's just been up here with a running chisel. So plenty of graffiti. Right, let's see if we can make our way down and find the Pennine Way. Right, well, we've hit the Pennine Trail now, which we'll follow, I don't know, for a mile or so until we come off it and start heading back to Glossop. Look round. Look up to the Wainstones, where the high shelf stones, sorry, where we've come from. Anyway, let's get on the Pennine Way and make some progress. This is what everybody's done. They've parked the car there and they've been walking this stretch of the Pennine Way because that's been quite busy. But we're going to turn right now down a track called Doctor's Gate, which I think is old Peckhorse route down into Glossop. So hopefully that'll be a bit quieter than that last mile on the Pennine Way. Yes, this certainly doesn't look as busy. If we swing round, kind of looking north, we get a view back up to the high shelf stones up there from where we were earlier. We had a view down the valley. We've done our descent now down Doctor's Gate. It's quite a substantial bridge here, it's quite good this. Only be can't be more than 3 miles back to Glossop now, 2.5, something like that, back to the car. Only encountered 2 people down that path, that was quite good. Anyway, let's carry on. That's where we've come from, and if we look up there we can see the rocks at Yellow Slacks, which was our route up earlier on today. So we're not far now from where we started our walk. We started our climb up that ridge. Well, this is where I started my ascent earlier on. I don't know, about over 2.5 hours ago. I've done about 9 miles at the moment, so I've just got to follow this track now back down to the car where those buildings are. I can't be more than a mile now, and then that's it for today. Well, it'd be nice if the pub was open, but it's not, so I'm going to have a brew back at the car and call it a day. Well, not quite Wetherspoons, but a cup of hot chocolate and some homemade flapjack. Can't be bad.